Jai Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Brihmacharya Samshishman His Divine Grace Sri Desa Bhakti Vedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Brihmacharya Samshishman His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Brihmacharya Black Hole Bhakti Vinod Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita Ki Jai. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Go Premananda Hari Hari Bo. So we continue reading the introduction. I believe it starts. Have you got the page? It starts, we shall find, right? So it's a very long introduction. Wow, yeah, it's almost a little book, huh? Yeah. Anyway, we'll do what makes Dharmatma happy. We shall find, therefore, in this Bhagavad Gita that the complete whole is comprised of the Supreme Controller, the controlled living entities, the cosmic manifestation, eternal time, and karma or activities. And of all of these are explained in the text. All of these taken completely form the complete whole, and the complete whole is called the Supreme Absolute Truth. The complete whole and the complete absolute truth are complete personality of Godhead. All manifestations are due to his different energies. He is the complete whole. Yes. So I think previously Prabhupada has enumerated the 5 subject matters of Bhagavad Gita. They are listed here. The complete comprised Supreme Controller, Ishvara, so Krishna. The control living entities, Jiva Shakti. Now that's very interesting, control living entities. Because we are living entities, but we are the control category, meaning we're under the creation of Ishvara. He has made this creation and he has developed different rules and regulations and results according to activities. So we're controlled, but he is not controlled. This is the important point. The supreme controller is not controlled by anyone except who? Yes. Yeah, that's right. So why isn't Prabhupada saying that now? Why isn't Prabhupada saying the control living entities? Why isn't he saying control living entities control Krishna through bhakti? Why isn't he saying that? Yes, that's right. He's building the foundation. When we want to understand rasa, prem bhav, the interrelationship, we've been discussing the reciprocation between devotees and Supreme Lord and so on, then that is high level topic. First, Bhagavad Gita explains, Arjuna, you're under control. You have your duty, right? Duty means you have something you have to do. You're just like Prabhu, he wants to go and eat some Mahaprasad, but he has his duty to control the camera, right? So he's under control. So when you say control, when you say duty to somebody, that means control. Just like if I have a wife and children, I have a duty, right? I'm under control. So Krishna explained to Arjuna, your dharma, You are a living entity, but you have a dharma and you have a duty. So yes, that's good. It's good you understand that, because different understandings are suitable for different level of Krishna consciousness. The control, so that's 2. Now there's 5 Bhagavad Gitas, so we'll learn all 5 today. The cosmic manifestation, that's number 3. So we know nature. But you could also explain that the complete whole also includes the spiritual nature. Just like there is a material creation here, there is a spiritual creation. So that is not mentioned also, right? It's talking about when Prabhupada says here cosmic, he means this cosmos, this one that we open our eyes when we wake up and we see the cosmos. Yeah, so he doesn't talk about, oh, in the spiritual world, people are causeless, bhakti, ahoitiki, apratiyata, they're in ecstasy. No, he just, the cosmic, this manifestation. So eternal time. So that's interesting, and karma. So what are the 5? Ishvara, living entities, nature, T. Time, Kala, yeah, K. Kala and Karma, yeah. So all of these taken are make the complete whole. And the complete whole is called the Supreme Absolute Truth. The complete whole and the complete Absolute Truth are the complete personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. All manifestations are due to his different energies. He is the complete whole. It is also explained that in the Gita that the impersonal Brahman is also subordinate to the complete Supreme Person. Brahmano hi pratishtaham. It's interesting that because we know that Krishna has many aspects. He's the lover of the gopis. He's the darling of Mother Yashoda. But whenever Krishna is introduced in the Vedas, from a beginning point of view, he's Ishvara, right? He is the ultimate controller. He is the supreme controller. So that is just like Lord Brahma, Ishvara Parama Krishna. So the first understanding of Ishvara, of Krishna, is he's Ishvara. Though he is controlled by love of his devotees, so on and so forth, the first aspect to understand the Supreme Lord is Ishvara Parama. So that is and actually we see in this modern material world, people, they don't know who is Ishvara, right? They're just speculating about what is life, what is the best thing to do. And they're confused. Because if you know who is Ishvara, then you know how to center your life. Yes. So of this first 5, which 4 are eternal? Or which one is non-eternal? Living entities are eternal. Nature is eternal. It's in flux. Like this building won't exist, but the component of this nature, the pradhan, that will exist. The basic. So that's 3. Then number 4 is kala, that will exist. And then karma won't exist. So what that means is karma. Say I steal a loaf of bread from a shop. So that karma comes into existence, the reaction that I have to undergo, right? I've stolen a loaf of bread, put it in the pocket, it's illicit, I didn't pay for it. So Karma attached to that is now existing. But in the future, somehow or other reaction will come, and that karma will no longer exist. You understand? Go on. Excuse me? Oh, yeah, it can be mediated by bhajan. It's explained in the Vedanta Sutra. You'll be very interested to hear. The question is asked, when a devotee goes back to Godhead, what happens to his papa and punya? Krishna says, don't worry about your papa and punya, ma suchaha, right? So what happens to the papa and punya? Well, it's explained in the Vedanta Sutra. I've read it, Baladev Vidyabhushan's commentary. The pap, or the bad karma that might be lying in seed, a parabdha karma, goes to those people who caused you difficulty, who were opposed to you, who made lies about you, who were envious towards you. And your punya goes to those who were favorable to you. That's in Vedanta Sutra, in the commentary. So if you're that's why it is said, don't be a fault finder, right? If you're a fault finder, making trouble towards people, then you will get that person's pap if they go back to Godhead. So that is there in the Shastra. That and also if you meditate on the faults of other, they tend to take root in your own consciousness. So that's an interesting thing. So karma it doesn't disappear because we're in a mechanical device called the cosmic manifestation. So if I steal a loaf of bread, where does that pap go? It goes to those that made trouble, not to you, don't worry. So there's 5 things, right? Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. Karma and go. You see, the cosmic manifestation comes into existence and then is withdrawn. But it doesn't non-exist. You understand? It's always there as the pradhan, as the basic form, but then it goes into variety at the time of creation. So this is an important point to remember, that karma actually comes into existence within time and then goes out. And so this is called eternal time, right? Prabhupada writes, eternal time. So if Kala Shakti, that is very interesting. In the material world, we're under material time. In the spiritual world, they're under eternal time. Now, the important point is they are experiencing time, but they don't experience time with the addition of 3 words: present, past, future. They don't think I was here yesterday. Tomorrow I'll go to Delhi. Now I'm in this room. They don't think in this time. They just think I'm existing. Just like Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Sat, I'm existing. I'm eternal. But they don't experience the illusion of past, present, and future. Actually, there is only the present, but we remember the past and we speculate about the future. So that's why eternal time, Prabhupada says eternal time. He's referring to the time in the spiritual world. That is here in the material world, but people perceive it under illusion of material time, past, present, and future. It is also explained in any question on that point? No, is it clear? You have a question? No, no. Well, we're thinking on it.
This time eternally exists even materially.
Yes, but it has an attachment. Think of it that way. We have time in the material world, but it has an attachment. We're thinking present time, past, future. Do you understand? But in the spiritual world, they don't think in terms of past, present, and future. They don't think like that. They just think we're having Leela.
They are just in the moment.
Yes, in the moment. Yes, it's a good way to put it, in the moment. So it takes some contemplation to understand that. You understand? To get the right understanding. But in the spiritual world, it's interesting to note nobody is wearing a clock. In the material world, everyone has got a Casio or something, Timex. But in the spiritual world, nobody's got a clock. It's interesting. It is also explained in the Gita that the impersonal Brahman is also subordinate to the complete Supreme Person. Brahmano hi pratishtaham. Yeah, everything is subordinate to Brahman. Brahman means that which is supreme. Brahman is more explicitly explained in the Brahma Sutra to be like the rays of the sunshine. The impersonal Brahman is the shining rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, why is Prabhupada making the point that the Brahman is subordinate to the Supreme Person, Ishvara Parama Krishna? Why is Prabhupada making that point, that the Brahman is subordinate? The effulgence of the spiritual world, which is rooted in Krishna, why is making that? Well, because the Mayavadi philosophy is that Brahman is superior to Krishna. They have an idea that propagated by Shankaracharya, that Krishna appears when the Brahman interacts with the material nature. You understand? Just like, and also same thing. Durga appears when the impersonal Brahman or the Brahman interacts with the cosmic energy. Do you understand?
Like Glenn.
Yes, like, yeah. But it's hard to understand because it's not a correct philosophy. Because the Brahman doesn't, if the Brahman is actually impersonal, he cannot be choosing what he interacts with, and he cannot be choosing the result of that interaction. Do you see that point? Do those points? That if some, you see, the electricity in this microphone is not choosing whether it is amplifying my voice, or the speakers, they're not choosing whether they're amplifying. They are just reacting because they're impersonal. So if you say the impersonal Brahman, then you're talking about a thing. You're not talking about a person, because a person interacts. It has consciousness. This does not have consciousness. So the living entities are conscious. They interact, but they're not created by an impersonal Brahman light coming into the material cosmos. You understand? That's what they believe. That when you die, your little fragment of Brahman energy goes back to the Brahman. So you don't exist. You understand? You only exist by this interaction of Brahman and the material energy. So whether it's a living entity or a big deva, they have the same explanation. They say that when the Brahman interacts with the Sattva gun, that creates Vishnu. When the Brahman interacts with Tamagun, creates Lord Shiva. When the Brahman interacts with Rajagun, creates Brahma. Yes, that's right. When it reacts with a mixture of Rajagun and Tamagun, creates Durga, I believe. Durga. And when Brahman interacts with Rajagun and Sattvagun, you get Surya. Surya. So this is called Pancha Upasana. This is an old Mayavadi philosophy, Pancha Upasana. There's 5 main demigods: Vishnu, Shiva, Brahma, Surya, and Durga. And by different combinations of the 3 modes with Brahman, they are manifest. But then at the end of creation, they withdrawn, and it's as if they didn't exist at all. So that is their philosophy. Same thing. The living entity, the individual soul, doesn't exist. So the impersonal Brahman is the shining rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in one sense, the impersonal Brahman is not impersonal. Do you understand? Because it's the personal effulgence of Krishna. Do you see the point? Just like the money in my pocket, I haven't got any, but that's my personal money. It's not money generally, it's my personal. So the effulgence of Krishna is his personal, it's his own, it's related to him directly. So in one sense, there is no impersonal Brahman. But we say that because it is just an energy, not a personality. Impersonal Brahman is completely realized, so it shall be seen. Purushottam is, oh yes. In the 15th chapter, it shall be seen that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Purushottam, is above both impersonal Brahman and the partial realization of Paramatma. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Satchitananda Vigraha. The Brahma Samhita begins in this way: Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadi Radha Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Govinda Krishna is the cause of all causes. He's the prime cause, and he's the very form of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Impersonal Brahman realization is the realization of his Sat, eternity feature. Paramatma realization is realization of his Sat Chit, eternal knowledge. But realization of the personality of Godhead Krishna is realization of all the transcendental features, Satchit and Ananda, eternity, knowledge, and bliss, in complete Vigraha form. People with less intelligence consider the Supreme Truth to be impersonal, but he is a transcendental person. This is confirmed in all Vedic literatures. Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam, Kata Upanishad 2.13. As we are all individual living beings and have our individuality, the Supreme Absolute Truth is also in the ultimate issue a person. And the realization of the personality of Godhead is realization of all the transcendental features in his complete form. The complete form is not formless. If he is formless, or if he is less than any other thing, he cannot be the complete whole. The complete whole must have everything within our experience and beyond our experience, otherwise it cannot be complete. Yes. So Prabhupada is making that simple thought that we experience personality. You are all, you know my personality. I know your. We are experiencing everything. So the absolute truth, which is the complete Purnam, complete entity, he must include all elements that are in his creation. Right? We find taste, water, everything, light, time, activity, that must be in the absolute truth. So we find personality as part of this creation. So therefore the absolute truth must have personality to create or distribute personality. The complete whole, the personality of Godhead, has immense potencies. Parasya Shakti Vididavya Suryate. How Krishna is acting in different potency is also explained in the Gita. This phenomenal world or material world in which we are placed is also complete in itself because of the 24 elements of which this is a material universe, of which this material universe is a temporary manifestation, according to Sankhya philosophy, are completely adjusted to produce complete resources which are necessary for maintenance and subsistence of this universe. There is nothing extraneous, nor is there anything needed. This manifestation has its own time fixed by the energy of the Supreme Whole, and when this time is complete, these temporary manifestations will be annihilated by the complete arrangement of the complete. There is the complete facility for the small complete units, namely the living entities, to realize the complete, and all sorts of incompleteness are experienced due to incomplete knowledge of the complete. So Bhagavad Gita complains the complete knowledge of the Vedic wisdom. So how many times did Prabhupada use the word complete? It's fascinating, isn't it? Huh? Wait a minute. This manifestation, when its time is complete, these temporary manifestations will be by the complete arrangement of the complete. 3. There is complete facility. 4. For the small complete unities. 5. Namely, the living entities to realize the complete. Number 7. And all sorts of incompleteness. Number 8. Are experienced due to incomplete knowledge. That's number 8. Incomplete knowledge. Wait a minute. Incomplete knowledge of the, that's 9. So the Bhagavad Gita complains the complete knowledge of Vedic wisdom 10 times. So Prabhupada is making that point. The absolute truth is complete. And the incompleteness or unsatisfaction we feel is because we don't, our consciousness is not fixed on the complete. All Vedic, yes, that's interesting, isn't it? We are incomplete in the sense we are complete entities, but we are tiny. So we don't feel complete satisfaction in the gigantic creation. But when we fix the consciousness on Krishna through devotion, then we feel complete, right? Just like all the big sadhus. They all write poetry and slokas saying they feel fulfilled, they feel enlightened. But in the material world, we never feel that way because we're fixed on the incomplete. So we are dependent on the Supreme Lord. This is the thing. He is the one independent Supreme Controller, and we are the controlled living entities. All Vedic, but that is the beginning understanding, like we've already said, right? Actually, in the spiritual world, the devotees are controllers of, well, it's reciprocation of Krishna. All Vedic knowledge is infallible, and the Hindus accept Vedic knowledge to be complete and infallible. For example, cow dung is the stool of an animal, and according to Smriti or Vedic injunction, if one touches the stool of an animal, he has to take a bath to purify himself. But in the Vedic scriptures, cow dung is considered to be a purifying agent. One might consider this to be contradictory, but it is accepted because of Vedic injunction. And indeed, by accepting this, one will not commit a mistake. Subsequently, it has been proved by modern science that cow dung contains all antiseptic properties. So Vedic knowledge is complete because it is above doubts and mistakes, and Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Vedic knowledge. Yes. So this is complete knowledge. Vedic knowledge is not a question of research. Now that's a very interesting sentence, isn't it? I'll say that again. Vedic knowledge is not a question of research. You know, in the universities of the world, they all have big libraries and they're full of research, right? Philosophers have thought, sat down and written philosophers. Scientists have investigated water in sunlight. They've investigated the universe. So they're full of, what does Prabhupada say? Uh, sorry. Oh, where is it? Where is it gone? Oh, yes. Vedic knowledge is not a question of research. Our research work is imperfect, meaning material, because we are researching things with imperfect senses. Yes. We have to accept perfect knowledge which come down, as it is stated in Bhagavad Gita, by parampara, disciplic succession. We have to receive knowledge from the proper source in disciplic succession, beginning with the Supreme Spiritual Master, the Lord Himself, and handed down to a succession of spiritual masters. Arjuna, the student who took lessons from Lord Krishna, accepts everything that he says without contradicting him. He is not allowed to accept one portion of Bhagavad Gita and not another. No, we must accept Bhagavad Gita without interpretation, without deletion, without our own whimsical participation in the matter. The Gita should be taken as the most perfect presentation of Vedic knowledge. Vedic knowledge is received from transcendental sources, and the first words were spoken by the Lord Himself. The words spoken by the Lord are called Purushaya, meaning that they are the beginning. They are different from words spoken by a person of the material world who is infected with four defects. A mundane is sure to commit mistakes, invariably illusioned, or has the tendency to cheat others, and is limited by imperfect senses. With these four imperfections, one cannot deliver perfect information of all-pervading knowledge. Yes. Any question? This is all very highly philosophical, isn't it? It is all Sambandha Gyan and Prayoja and Abhideya. So when we read these, we have to read with a kind of contemplation, right? Trying to understand the ideas. It's not like a simple story. You know, Mary had a little lamb. She went to the forest, and the big bad wolf chased her away. It's not like that story. This is the absolute truth. So this is smaranam. This is a form of smaranam, contemplate. So this is bhakti, just to try and understand. So what are the four defects? Make mistake. Imperfect senses, that's number 3 usually. Illusion, yeah. And then number 4, just like President Trump. Got that from the internet. Cheating propensity. Don't worry, Donald. We all have the same problem. we we all have 4 defects, and we all have a little cheating, and that goes for all the other people, all the other politicians. Huh? Sorry? Yes, everyone makes mistakes, right? Everyone. Even the president of Bahula land, Bakuka land. So mistakes, illusion. No, that's number 4. Imperfect senses, number 4. Yeah. Okay. It's good. You see, by learning these, You know, this is our bhajan. This is our bhajan. Vedic knowledge is not imparted by such defective living entities. It was imparted unto the heart of Lord Brahma, the first created living being, and Brahma in his turn disseminated this knowledge to his sons and disciples as he originally received it from the Lord. You see that? It was imparted into the heart of Brahma. So that's the same thing. When we get realization that people have cheating tendency, generally in the material world, uh, we get realize who is giving us that. Chaitya Guru, right? The Lord within the heart. This is Krishna. He's giving us understanding. Huh? So that's important, right? Swayam eva spuryada. You know that? Atakshri Krishna na. Krishna is beyond the material senses, but by his grace, he gives enlightenment within the consciousness, within the heart, right? So that's very important. That we contemplate, and then by grace of Guru and Krishna, we get realization, right? So that is the descending process, meaning it's coming from a more subtle spiritual platform. Vedic knowledge, any question on this point? You look like you have a question.
Person living in mode of goodness would be having these four defects less.
Yes, definitely. And also the person in mode of goodness, if he's trained in yoga, he knows how to quieten the mind, breathing exercises, meditation. He knows how to make the consciousness pure. And with that, he can understand spirit better. Because, as we often say, that actually yoga is very simple. Instead of focusing our mind on the material energy, we focus our mind on spiritual energy. It's as simple as that. And that is like that song. Bhajahure mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindure Dulava Manava Janama Satsange Taro He Baba Sindure. So instead of Edana Yobana Putra, instead of being preoccupied with all the material things, by grace of Guru and Shastra and Sadhu, we get a hint of the spiritual world and we become told, oh, Lord Chaitanya says, you want to focus on the spiritual world, read Srimad Bhagavatam and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Then you're the great yogi. So yoga is very simple, very simple. We still have to do our material things, but we do it as an offering for Krishna. We try to keep our lives simple. That is called Yukta Vairag. And then we try to purify our consciousness. And then through Mahamantra, through contemplation, through Smaranam, we fix the mind on spirit, transcendental. And that's how then we realize more and more by grace of spirit, just like the more you concentrate, say a musician, when he first goes to musical college, he may not have very good hearing or very good understanding of rhythm, but then through constant practice, he gets realization of music, right? So Krishna, at the beginning, we have little realization of Krishna, but then as we practice, we get good realization of Krishna by his grace. Mam namaskaru. Any question on this point? Descending process. Descending process. Yeah, Krishna enlightens us. Yes. Vedic knowledge is not imparted by these yet. One should not claim to be the oh wait, we stopped in the middle. Yeah, as it originally received from the Lord. The Lord is Purnam, all perfect, and there is no possibility of his becoming subjected to the laws of material nature. One should therefore be intelligent enough to know that the Lord is the only proprietor of everything in the universe, and that he is the original creator, the creator of Brahma. In the 11th chapter, the Lord is addressed as Pratipa Maha, because Brahma is addressed as Pita Maha. Prapita Maha. Yeah, Prapita Maha. Because Brahma is addressed as Pitama, the grandfather. Prapita Maha, that must mean the great great grandfather, right? Yeah. Prati Pita Maha. And he is the creator of the grandfather. So no one should claim to be the proprietor of everything. One should accept only things set aside for him by the Lord as his quota for his maintenance. Yes, so this is basic things. We shouldn't be greedy for the material thing. If we want to be a yogi and fix the mind on transcendence, then we shouldn't be greedy for material things. We should let what comes our way. Just like you look in the temple, the mother and father are always looking after the little baby. The baby is dancing in the kirtan or something, but is supervised by the mother and father. So the baby doesn't think, where will I get my lunch, my dinner, my sleep? So we should maintain ourselves, but our preoccupation shouldn't be there. We should understand that if we're surrendering to Krishna, Krishna will help. Krishna says that, right? Um, what is the verse? Surida, sorry, no, just abandon all varieties of material desire and religion and surrender to me. I will, yeah, Savadama, I will take care of you. Don't worry about that. Krishna says that to many devotees in the Bhagavatam. Just like Mugrari, the hook hunter, right? He was killing animals in a bad way. Narada Muni stopped him, made him pure devotee. And then, but he had said, but if I stop my hunting, how will I live? Huh? And Narada Muni said, don't worry, I'll send lots of food for you. So he became a sadhu chanting Hare Krishna and so on. And then one time Narada was going there with Parashara Muni and to see the Mugrari. And but he was stout and happy because all the village people, he had become a sadhu, so they gave him grains and fruits. But that was Narada, Supreme Lord's, that is the potency of a devotee. So he gave up completely his old way of life, and Krishna supported his yoga practice. Okay, any questions so far on this point? So we'll just do one more paragraph. Okay. There are many examples of how we are, given of how we are to utilize those things which are set aside for us by the Lord. Yes. So this is the same point that Krishna has created us, but he's created what we need also. This is also explained in Gita. In the beginning, Arjuna decided that he should not fight in the battle of Kurukshetra. This was his own decision. Arjuna told the Lord that it was not possible for him to enjoy the kingdom after killing his own kinsman. This decision was based on the body, because he was thinking that the body was himself, and that his bodily relations or expansions were his brothers, nephews, brothers-in-law, grandfathers, and so on. Therefore, he wanted to satisfy his bodily demands. Bhagavad Gita was spoken by the Lord just to change this view, and at the end, Arjuna decides to fight under the directions of the Lord when he says, Karishyate vachanam tava. I shall act according to your word. Yes. So this is an important point that Prabhupada is bringing us. We get the Vedic knowledge. The Vedic knowledge tells us surrender, but we should surrender to the person who has realized that knowledge. And we should be confident. This is the point. Because often people think like that. Oh, you tell me I should become a devotee, but how will I get my fooding? My fooding. How will I get my shelter? So on and so on. So the devotee surrenders knowing that Krishna will support him. This is important. But then you sometimes see sadhus sleeping in the road, right?
Yes.
Like last night, actually, I thought, oh, it's nice and cool. I'll go for a motorcycle parikram of Vrindavan. So it's a little painful to see so many sadhus sleeping on the side of the road. You know, it's not, you don't feel happy to see that. But they're in Vrindavan, they're under the supervision of Krishna. So we should be confident that Krishna is supervising their maintenance. And if somebody comes to Vrindavan and they have no real devotion or real knowledge or anything, if they just think, oh, my grandfather said, when you become older, go to Vrindavan and surrender, like all the sadhus, like Jiva Goswami, like Sanatana Goswami, then we should think, according to Shastra, if somebody comes to the Dham, Krishna will enlighten them just by contact with the Dham. This is throughout the Shastra. If somebody comes with sincere heart, oh, my grandfather said, when I get old, go to Vrindavan. But I don't know Bhagavad Gita. I don't know Srimad Bhagavatam. I don't have a guru. What shall I do? I should go there and have faith in Krishna, right? And it is that faith in Krishna that attracts Krishna, right? Just like the child, like same thing in the temple. The child has faith in mommy and daddy, right? Mommy and daddy will take care of me. So the devotee should aham bija prita pitaha. Krishna is my father, supreme creator. He will take care of me. And even if this body dies, he will take care of me. Why? Because I am, yes, I'm part and part, I'm eternal. So we think in terms of material maintenance, but Krishna is, oh, he's surrendering to me. I must take care of him. Yetam mam prapadyante. So we should not be in anxiety in that way. Because often difficult times are the most profitable, right? If you go through them, we all know, right? We've all had difficult times in life, even a young fella like you. We've all had hard times, but we learn a lot during the hard times, do we not? Right? We learn, oh, mm, mm. We sit down and we contemplate. So that's how a devotee should be. He should feel Krishna will take care of me, and I will chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, any question? Everyone's happy. Right. Do we have to mark where we finished? Anyway, that's the business of Dharmatma, right? We'll leave that to Dharmatma. Okay, thank you all for coming. See you next Friday, I hope. The hot season is keeping people at home.
Not all at home.
Huh?
Not all at home.
No, not home. This is our home. Vrindavan is our home. Right? If you come to Vrindavan, then you're...
We can visit some cold places to preach.
Well, that-
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.